Hello all, welcome to Mule for Mules. This is Shivakumar. I am senior MuleSoft developer. Inspired by quotation and one teacher's to learn, I want to share my knowledge. So as part of this video, I would like to show you how we can monitor Mule runtime instances with AppDynamics. We all know that MuleSoft is already providing great platform, AnyPoint monitoring and AnyPoint visualizer for monitoring Mule instances. Okay. So there may be a situation where customer is willing to monitor applications deployed over on-premises data centers, okay, through other than monitoring on visualizer, maybe due to some security concerns, etc. So in that case, what's the possible solution? So here we have one of the solution, that is we can make use of AppDynamics. It is one of the good APM uh, product where we can monitor application metrics, etc., performance. And AppDynamics is providing this solution across the cloud or else applications hosted on data center. Okay, so let's get started with the demo. So as part of this demo, I'll just walk through over the few simple applications which I will be deploying on a local Mule runtime instance, and one of the REST endpoint which I will be deploying in local Tomcat server. Okay, so application API deployed on Mule instance will be invoking endpoint deployed in Tomcat server. So just to understand the things in a clear way, okay, just I will walk through the applications which I will be deploying in my local Mule runtime instance. Okay, so here I have three applications. In one of the applications, I have two endpoints. One endpoint is slash AppDynamics. This endpoint, when I invoke this endpoint, it will be invoking other endpoint which is deployed in the same local Mule instance. Okay, and the second endpoint is I am retrieving data from database. Okay, and going to second application, here I am invoking a third party API, world time zone API, to fetch Asia Kolkata time zone details. Okay, and moving to third application, third endpoint, here I'm invoking a REST endpoint which is deployed on my local Tomcats server. Okay, so these are all the three applications which I will be deploying in local Mule instance, and this is the application which I will be deploying Spring Boot REST endpoint local Tomcat server. Okay, now before going to actual demo, in similar way how we create a trial account for a platform, similarly we need to create if you want to give it a try, you need to create a trial account with your organization mail id, and you will get access to the AppDynamics uh, cloud dashboard cloud platform. So here how I can integrate Mule runtime with the AppDynamics. So for that we need to create one application. Click on create application and getting started wizard. Okay, so Mule runtime is Java based. I need to click on Java. Here I need to select Java JVM, whether it's Sun or IBM. We need to select Sun, and as you create one trial account, you will be getting unique URL for monitoring your applications, etc. And if you click here to download, a Java agent will be downloaded. It's a zip file. You need to extract that zip file, so you can choose whatever path you want to extract. Once you extract the zip file, you will be able to see few important files in the extracted folder. I will just show you them. Here you can see kind of applications. Tomcat, Glassfish, WebSphere, JBoss. We have many kind of application web methods. So here we'll be using Mule ESB. That is what we want, right? So once you have downloaded a zip file, and if you extract the zip file here, extracted, you will be able to see app agent directly. Inside app agent directly, if you see, we have java agent.jar. This is the main a jar file which will be configuring in Mule runtime instance for sending metrics to AppDynamics controller. Okay, and if I go to conf folder and if I open this controller info.xml, okay, here you can see many details. Controller host, nothing but your unique URL, port, whether SSS is enabled or SSL is enabled or not, and here these three: application name, tire name, host name. These three are very important fields. We need to give proper values. Okay, so application name is nothing but, let's say we will be having many applications like get employee, system API, anything. Here, so for demo purpose, I have named it as AppDynamics Mule app. Okay, tier name is nothing but we will be having multiple tiers like a gateway, ESB layer, etc. So we can name it tier name here. Node name, worker, I mean we can have multiple workers, right? You can mention node name. This tier name and node name, we can pass it as JVM argument as well. So I will show you how I pass these arguments. Okay, so these two are the important files. Once you extract the app agent which you have downloaded from AppDynamics portal. Okay, now coming to Mule runtime instance. This is my local Mule runtime instance. As I said, I will be deploying three applications here. Already have deployed this, but app instance, Mule runtime instance is down currently. And conf, if I go to conf and wrapper.conf, here we need to pass, as I said, we need to integrate a Mule runtime with the AppDynamics, right? For that, we need to mention the java agent.jar location which is present in app agent folder. Okay, here I am passing it as JVM argument. Make sure numbering is correct so that parameters will not get overridden. And as I said, we can pass tier name and node name through JVM argument. So here I am passing it as Mule gateway and Mule worker 1. So that's all. These three parameters we need to configure for integrating our Mule runtime instance with the AppDynamics. Okay, and now coming to Tomcat, in a similar way, for integrating Tomcat with AppDynamics, we need to go to we need to go to bin folder of Tomcat. We need to create one batch file, and in that batch file I need to mention agent jar location. Okay, here is the one thing, jar location. We will be mentioning it in set environment env.bat file, and even for Tomcat also we can mention these things like what, as I said, if I go to conf info.xml, here I am not passing it as JVM argument. Here I am directly mentioning it in controller info.xml. Okay, tier name and tier name and node name. Okay, here I have mentioned tier name and node name. Now as we are done with configuring both a Mule instance and Tomcat for registering with the AppDynamics controller, now let's go to our Mule runtime. Okay, Mule runtime, and if I start the Mule runtime instance, you will be able to see these logs. Okay, here you can see AppDynamics related logs. It is trying to register our runtime instance with the AppDynamics controller. Okay, with the help of Java agent.jar, which we have passed it as a JVM argument. Once Java agent is successfully started, it is trying to start deploy our applications. Okay, so all the three applications have been deployed, and in the similar way I have started my Tomcat server as well. Okay, here also you can see uh, AppDynamics agent related logs. Okay, agent is successfully started, and even employee system API is also deployed. And let's go and check all the endpoints whether they are working or not. AppDynamics /AppDynamics, whenever you invoke this, it will invoke other endpoint which is running on Mule runtime instance, which will invoke third party API, World Time Zone API. And the second is /Asia. When I invoke /Asia, this is invoking third party API. So from /AppDynamics, I am invoking /Asia. Next is this endpoint. Here I am trying to connect to database with the help of this endpoint. Currently DB is down, my local MySQL instance is down, so it is throwing that error. This is my local Tomcat server where endpoint which I have deployed on local Tomcat server. Okay, employee system API. This is one endpoint, get employees. Get employees is running on local Mule instance. When I invoke this, it will invoke endpoint which is running on Tomcat server. Okay, so these are all the different endpoints. As both Mule instance and Tomcat are running, let's go to AppDynamics dashboard. Okay, if I click on applications, I have AppDynamics Mule app. This is nothing but applications running on Mule runtime. Nothing but I am monitoring Mule runtime, one of the Mule runtime instance. This is his employee system API, nothing but my local Tomcat instance. Okay, if I click on AppDynamics Mule app, here you can see application flow map, how the data is flowing from local Mule instance. Okay, as I said, when I invoke AppDynamics /AppDynamics, it will invoke /Asia internal endpoint. It is giving a circling here. So in turn, that /Asia is invoking world time API. Okay, this thing, and one of the endpoint is trying to retrieve database records. Okay, so this thing, whenever I invoke / I think time zone naming is okay, it will invoke MySQL database to get retrieve database records. And one of the endpoint is invoking endpoint which is hosted on Tomcat server. This thing, see, if you see employee system API, that is the application name which I have given for Tomcat instance when I'm trying to register controller info.xml. Okay, here you can see response time, errors, etc. You can even increase time duration to retrieve data as required. Okay, and coming to business transactions, it has AppDynamics automatically retrieved the endpoints which are running on our Mule runtime instance. Okay, these are all the 4 different endpoints. AppDynamics makes use of servlet to identify these endpoints, etc., and how requests are coming to these endpoints through servlets, etc. Okay, if I click on one of the AppDynamics endpoint, here you can see specific endpoint flow map. Okay, if I select this thing, time zone, should have given different endpoint name instead of time zone. It is trying to connect to DB, okay, to fetch records from DB. And if I click on Asia slash Asia, it is trying to invoke third party API. Okay, if I click on get employees, it is trying to invoke our Mule instance is trying to invoke endpoint which is hosted on Tomcat local Tomcat server. Okay, you can see request number of request, etc. Okay, and if I go in detail, you can see, I mean, we have many features over here. Events. Okay, let me increase time. Events, we don't have a low response time. Okay. Errors, transaction snapshots. Okay, if I go to transaction snapshots, I select some, let's say I'm selecting this. See, you can see different error summary of our kind of errors. Timeout exceeded. This all time zone API, most of the time it will be giving this timeout exception because it will take some time. We can drill down, okay, each of the error, and we can get more metrics, reason for failures, etc. I think even we can set up alerts, etc. I haven't tried that. You can try. I mean, I'm not sure whether we can get through with this trial account. And if I go to tiers and nodes, see, I have named it as Mule Gateway tier name, Mule Worker, my node name, okay, local Mule instance node name. See, this is my local worker. How data is flowing from my local worker. Okay, and service endpoints, two checkdowns. Okay, metrics. If I go to tiers and node, if I select this worker, see, if you observe carefully, this thing here, data is going to one of the endpoint which is running on my local Mule instance, nothing but slash Asia. When I invoke slash AppDynamics, it will be invoking slash Asia. So this is the data flow for that. This is data. When I invoke slash Asia, it will be invoking Runtime API. So this is the data. See, if you observe these things, I mean, which are in dark. Okay. AppDynamics cannot know the status of this application. If you observe this here, you are able to see as our applications are up and running, you are able to see status as green. Okay, and if I go to other application, let me select employee system API. See, if I what I said, when I invoke endpoint which is present on Mule, running on Mule instance, I'm invoking local, I mean, endpoint which is hosted on Tomcat server. So data flow is from our app to, I mean, through Postman, I have invoked endpoint which is hosted on Mule runtime. So data flow is in this way. So in this way, we can monitor our applications. We can get metrics, performance metrics, response times, etc. And even in the similar way we have Dynatrace as well. I haven't tried Dynatrace. You can Yeah, even we can try with the Dynatrace as well, I guess. If you want, you can give it a try. So in this way, we can monitor Mule runtime instances with the help of AppDynamics. Okay. Uh, so thank you all for watching video. I hope you like the content in the topic. I'll try to come with some interesting topics in coming days. Thank you all.